back in Australia. I've missed the entire trade period, so I decided I'd still want to share my opinion on how this trade period has panned out. So I am going to rank every AFL trade from 2022, even though every YouTuber and their dog has made this video already. So the tiers are best of the best, really solid pickup into the 22, good depth, and so let's start off with Blake Acres, which in my opinion is a really solid pickup for Carlton, coming off a career best year with the Dockers, really finding his feet as one of the premier wingers of the competition. To only leave the Dockers is really disappointing, obviously as a Freo fan, but yeah, I think he'll flourish at Carlton in a wing spot that the Blues really do need, and I think Acres is the perfect pickup for them. And yeah, I think he will flourish, and I hope he does, to be honest. I don't like Carlton, but Acres never really wanted to come to the Dockers. He was always going to go back to Victoria eventually, as he was bundled in unwillingly in the Bragg Hill trade back in 2019. So yeah, Acres a really solid pickup. Carl Amon for the Hawks, I'm also going to put him in really solid pickup. He's a proven ball winner, really good as an inside mid and on the wing, really clean with the ball, wins clearances for fun, gets touches for fun, and a Hawks midfield that's been damaged by the loss of Tom Mitchell and Jager O'Meara. I think Amon is a real needed asset in the new look Hawks lineup. Toby Bedford, not quite into the 22, I'd say good depth. I remember Toby Bedford lit Freo up earlier this season. He's a real speedy, small forward that finds the goals really well. For such a young player, he could be a real valuable future asset for the Giants. Jack Bowes, I'm actually going to have to put him into the 22 because Chris Scott's come out and said something along the lines of Jack Bowes will be in the best 22. I don't know a lot about him because, as a lot of people didn't, I didn't watch a lot of the Suns ever since he's been at the club, so I'm not too sure what he can bring. But if Chris Scott says he's into the 22, I guess he's into the 22. I'm excited to see what he'll bring to a bigger Victorian club. Tanner Bruin, probably good depth. Could never really find his feet at the Giants, but you never know that the Cats could Tyson Stengel him into a really valuable into a really solid player. Bruin went picked 12 in the 2020 draft, so he has still got the talent. He was picked up that early for a reason, and maybe the Cats will be the team to get the best out of him. Good depth, I guess. Maybe even into the 22 with all the Hawks midfield losses, but probably just good depth. Josh Corbett, another depth player. Could be a best 22 player. It's kind of in between there. You never know if Corbett will be picked over the likes of a Miss or Tabata if he's out of form. I'm not really sure what the Dockers forward unit's going to look like next season. Like 5 players in there now. That O'Meara will probably go into the 22, and where Luke Jackson will play in the forward line. So yeah, the tall forward slots are really condensed at the Dockers, and it's not like any of them are all really top quality. So I'm not sure where Corbett will fit in there. But yeah, he's got a real good overhead mark from what I've seen, real strong with the ball, and a proven goal scorer at VFL level, and never really just got his chance at the Suns. So I hope we'll Brody him into a really good key forward. Zane Corey almost into the 22 with the Saints' back depth problems last year, but I'm probably going to put him in good depth. Corey always could be a 22 player though. Josh Dunkley will be our first best of the best. I mean, he's proven ball winner, such a clean ball user. Into the midfield with McCluggage, Neil, Lyons, tap down by the likes of Oscar McInerney and Darcy Fort. I mean, Josh Dunkley, what else do you want me to say? It's a huge loss for the Dogs and a real valuable pickup for the Lions, which will push them even closer to a premiership. Billy Frampton, again, good depth. I don't know too much about him. Didn't watch a lot of the Crows. Good depth, I guess. Francis is probably an I'm not sure what Sydney were really thinking with this. I like Francis on his day, but his day doesn't come very often. And it's probably a depth pickup, but still, it's just really strange. And Zhong Longmai must see something in Aaron Francis that he really thinks will bring something to the Swans. Brody Grundy, yeah, probably does have to go best of the best. Maybe even just a really solid pickup. I'll put him best of the best as a respect to Brody Grundy. But he hasn't been at his best since 2019, and if he can get back to his best, and most of all, literally just healthy the whole season, him and Gorn will be a formidable combo in the ruck. I mean, they were the two best rucks in the comp for quite a while, and now that they're in the same side, if they both get firing, Melbourne will be real scary, being tapped down to likes of Petrarca, Oliver, Viney out the midfield, and even maybe firing it into a Max Gawn in the forward line. So I'm not sure how Melbourne will line up in 2023, but it'll be really exciting to see. Jack Galster, a really solid pickup. Probably not best of the best, but he's probably better than McStay, not just a replacement. Proven goal kicker. He won a 3-peat with the Hawks. He's a premiership winner. That real veteran experience will really add to the Lions list, and I think it's a really, really solid pickup for Brisbane. Bobby Hill, probably good depth. He's not into the 22 when Collingwood have got small forward stocks such as Ginnivan and Elliott, so I probably won't say he's into the 22, but yeah, he's a real promising player, and I hope he can make a full fitness comeback from his battle with cancer last year. Jacob Hopper, he's a real clean ball user. He'll add a really good dynamic to the Richmond side, as well as Tim Taranto, who I'll rank next, probably in the best of the best. Those two pickups from the Giants, absolute steals in my opinion. Big losses for GWS, but really, really good pickups for Richmond, which should buy them closer to a top 4 finish, if I'm being honest. Jason Horne-Francis, probably into the 22. Maybe a really solid pickup, but I'm just not sure what his attitude is going to be around veterans of the club, around the club in general, how his performance is going to be, and if he gets dropped down to the sample, how his reaction to that will be. But he's back home, and yeah, he's turning into a pretty unlikable player at the moment. Lockie Hunter, I'm not sure he's into the 22 when you've got guys like Langdon and Brayshaw on the wing, and then in the midfield you've got Petrarca, Oliver and Viney. Probably just good depth, Lockie Hunter, but to any other side he'd being into the 22 or a really solid pickup. I've had a quick second think about this one, and I actually believe that Angus Brayshaw will move into the back line, probably off half-back, and Lockie Hunter will probably go into the best 22 onto the wing, considering his quality. Jaden Hunt for the Eagles, I'm going to go really solid pickup. Jaden Hunt's ability off half-back, just poaching ball. I mean, he was a part a brief period of time at the D's in a really, really solid back six. One of the best in the comp, as a matter of fact, playing off halfback. He cleans up balls coming into the 50 really, really well. Really efficient ball user, and it's exactly what the West Coast Eagles need when you've got guys like Jeremy McGovern clogging up that centre half-back line in quite a slow manner. As good as an intercept marker he is, the Eagles need some youth off that halfback. Luke Jackson, I think out of respect for his potential and how he can play anywhere on the ground at 200 centimeters in a really agile state, I think he has to go best of the best. He'll go into the 22, he'll definitely go into the best 22 in the 1-2 combo with Sean Darcy. I'm not sure how forward time will affect Darcy and Jackson. I'm not sure how ruck time will affect Darcy and Jackson, but yeah, if Gordon and Jackson can work, Darcy and Jackson can work. Liam Jones, the Bulldogs had really, really thin backstocks last year, and Liam Jones could have been very handy for them at times. I think I'm going to put him into the... I think he will go into the 22, Liam Jones. I think he will. Junior Rioli, no... I'm not sure if he is I think he is into the 22. He's a very, very fringe... If there was a fringe tier in between into the 22 in good depth, I'd probably put him there. Because Port Adelaide have a really good up-and-coming forward line, but Junior Rioli, at his best, is a different sort of breed. He won a premiership with the Eagles. It's just whether he'll get through his mental battles or whether he'll be able to get back to his best, not only mentally but physically and as a footballer, and I hope he can, because he's a real likeable player. Rory Lobb, talking of likeable players, he's going to be the most unlikable player in the comp. Yeah, really solid season for the Dockers last year, but he can absolutely get fucked. Probably for the Dogs. I mean, I'm going to put him in good depth because I've got so many tools. He's probably into the 22, but I'm just not sure where he fits, where he's going to play. It's just such a strange situation for Lobb. Griffin Logue into the 22 for North Melbourne. I'll put Darcy Tucker there too. Two pickups from the Dockers. Logue didn't really have a set position in the 22, whether that was forward back or even a fringe player at times. Yeah, he makes a contest all the time when the ball's near him. He always makes a contest, pretty good at ground level. Kicked a few snags last year, but his efficiency with the ball is just something to be really concerned about for North Melbourne. But they do just need someone who'll make a contest, and for the Roos, he's into the 22, as well as Darcy Tucker, clean ball user. Never really just found his stardom at the Dockers. He had a few 40-touch games throughout the year in the Waffle, but the Waffle's not the AFL, and I think Tucker will be better in a North Melbourne environment compared to a Fremantle. I think it's all about environment. Ben Long, really solid pickup. The heart and soul of the St Kilda Footy Club leaving, which was a bit of a shock when it came about, those rumours mid-season. Yeah, really disappointing loss for St Kilda. He'll bring the grit to the Suns that they'll really want in a push for a maiden finals berth next year. Dan McStay into the 22, lining up with Brody Myercheck as the tall timber in the forward line with Gingerman and Elliott at ground level. McStay, proven goal kicker, really good marking ability, and yeah, he's into the 22. Lloyd Meek, he's also into the 22. He'll either be the number 1 ruck for the Hawks, or he'll have a 1-2 combo with Ned Reeves. I'm not sure how Hawthorn's ruck is going to line up, but yeah, I think Meek is a much needed player for Hawthorn, and it worked out both ways in the Jagger O'Meara deal. Tom Mitchell, out of respect, he's a really solid pickup. I think he's probably just into 22, but out of respect, he's a Brownlow medalist, proven ball winner, really clean with it, wins clearances for fun. I think he has to go there. Ollie Henry for the Geelong Cats. Probably good depth. At any other side, he'd be up there, but you've got Jeremy Cameron and Tom Hawkins to compete with gang in this side. Jager's a really solid pickup for the Dockers. That engine room is just getting ridiculous now. Jackson and Darcy tapping it down to Brayshaw, Sarong, O'Meara, and whether Fife will play in the midfield or not, as well as Will Brodie. The Dockers engine room is getting a little bit stacked, and it's now just that forward line. They need to work out how the structure is going to work with that engine room, and Jagger O'Meara adding to that. Horrible loss for the Hawks, and a horrible off-season for them. But yeah, I mean, what a pickup for the Dockers. In a deal that came about in really the last 2 days of the trade period. Isaac Rankin, really solid pickup for Adelaide, I'd say. For the Adelaide Crows, they've been hunting for that Eddie Betts sort of player since Eddie Betts left. And I'm not saying he's just going to go kicking them from the pocket every week, but the excitement and X factor that he brought to the Gold Coast Suns. Going to the Adelaide Crows, he'll be in a happy space back home. I think Isaac Rankin, yeah, real valuable asset to Adelaide. Josh Shackey, he's an I guess it's just depth. Setterfield, probably into the 22 for Essendon, to be honest, and Sam Wegerman, he's probably also into the 22 for Essendon standards. So thank you all for watching. Hopefully a little bit more trade content coming out over the next few days before I really need to try and crack in with some summer content. So let me know about some ideas down in the comments, because I will need them. Thank you for watching. I'll see you all next one. Cheers.